No, I totally agree. And honestly, like the beginning of my junior year, I was struggling so much mentally, and like there would be days I was coming to school and I was just putting a smile on just because like
Hi, welcome back to Unmuted. My name's Alyssa, and today I have three special guests, good friends of mine.
Hi, I'm Piper.
Hey, I'm Selma.
Hi, I'm Sky.
And today we're going to be talking about high school struggles and going into high school and towards the end of high school. We are all actually going to be seniors this year, which is pretty scary.
Yeah.
Going into finding what college you want to go into, applying. And I feel like I felt like personally a lot of pressure lately. Like, well, college applications open soon. Like, where are you going to go? Do you have this set? Do you have this set? And it's like, I feel like some people don't even really know what they want to do yet.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really know what I want to do either. Actually, I get emails all the time from schools telling me to apply, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not sure what school I want to go to. There's so many different schools I can go to. Like, I don't know what the right one is for me.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I feel like a lot of people feel alone in that too, right? Like you don't think anyone else can relate. Like you have these friends around you who are like, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this after that. And they have this set plan, and I feel like people feel alone.
Like they're the only one that they don't know where they're going.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where they fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing is, like, sometimes you have a plan, but, like, you're not sure if it's, like, the right plan. Like,
Yeah.
For me, like, I want to commit for soccer, but, like, I don't know what school I want to go to. I'm not even sure if the major I want to do is what's right for me. I've never really got to experience, like, all the other different things that I could look into, and I just think it's a really complicated situation.
Yeah, especially when you feel like you have your mindset on this thing. I know I have my mindset on something, but I always look back and I'm like, that'd be a really cool job to do. But it's like if I don't commit to soccer, if I don't do this, it's like you'll always regret it because you know you really want to do that. But there's so many other options, and it's so hard to find what you want to do for like the rest of your life, you know?
It's overwhelming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you want to enjoy what you're doing, but there's so many options.
But you don't want to miss out.
Exactly.
You don't want to miss out, yeah.
And then like senior year is supposed to be like so exciting and so fun and so relaxing. It's supposed to be like the best year, but it's just nerve-wracking.
But in reality, you have so much to worry about and plan out. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like it went by so fast too.
It did.
Like I feel like I was like a freshman like last week, and now I'm about to be a senior. I have to go to college, and now I have to like get all these responsibilities, and you're on your own basically. It's kind of scary because, I mean, I know if I didn't have my mom there to wake me up in the morning, I would not get up. My lights would not go off. Like it's nerve-wracking. But going into high school, you're like told all this stuff. Like you're going to change friend groups, so you're going to realize what you're really interested in, and then social pressures going into high school.
Trying to fit in.
Exactly.
Like fall into your place in high school. It's hard.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel like some people, they feel like alone. Because some people go through losing friends that they thought were going to be there.
Yeah.
Or realizing that the people you've always hung out with aren't interested in the things you want to do. Or they're doing stuff that you don't want to be.
Or they're not good people to hang out with, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everyone goes through that, but when you do it, you feel so alone because, especially with, like, phones and seeing your friends out.
Social media.
Yeah. And, I mean, how do y'all feel when y'all, like, went into high school? Like, what were, like, your worries?
Fitting in.
No, yeah, definitely.
Fitting in.
Yeah, I was definitely scared of, like, all the upperclassmen because, like, they've been there. Like, they already know what, like, to do, like, how the school goes, like, what to do and what not to do. And just, like, when I was a freshman, I was like, oh, my gosh, like, I have to do the right thing. Like, I don't want to be that freshman.
It's not like what people make it seem like.
Yeah.
Like
It's not like High School Musical.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Sadly, it's not.
And then social, like, wanting to be cool. I feel like that
Pressure.
was the most important thing going into freshman year. Was like, I need to be cool.
It's pretty easy to fall into bad situations when you're younger going into high school because you have that pressure to fit in. So you're like, oh, this group of people is doing this, so maybe I should fit in. But in reality, it's probably not the best decision to try to look around and see what other people are doing. You should go on your own path.
Exactly. Like, when you hang out with, like, I feel like everyone has a really big group of friends when they're in 8th grade. It's like, y'all, it's like, it's so fun. And when you've been friends with them that year, and you go into high school and they want to do this.
They
and
all
they're
disperse.
Like, Yeah, that too. But like once you start going in, you're like, well, if they do it, they've been my friends. Like I know they're like, they know what's good. Like we've been friends forever.
Yeah.
It's fine, you know. But going along with that, like I feel you find yourself in the midst of it.
Yeah,
Changing. Yeah.
maturing.
Yes, exactly. Realizing what you're interested in, and like not so much I'm not gonna be friends with these people anymore, but maybe I'm interested in something to where it's taking me a different direction than they're going.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, do y'all relate to that in any way? Like finding out that going in different directions with your friends?
I mean, yeah, as you grow up, you kind of realize that everybody has, like, when you're younger, you all kind of fit into a little ball because there's not much to, like, not relate to when you're younger. But as you get older and you find who you are, I feel like you'll find that you find yourself dispersing from your friends, and it can be kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I relate to that a lot. I went into high school with this big group of friends, and it's like, oh, I need to sit with them at lunch. I have to sit with them. If I don't sit with them, if I sit with someone else, then they're gonna think I'm weird.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna think I need to text all of them right now and make sure we're sitting at the same table.
I remember that. Like
the group chat.
I was like, I don't have lunch. If I don't have lunch with one of y'all, like I'm gonna be
It'd
so
be the
sad.
end
I'm
of
gonna
the
go
world.
to the restroom. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
Like it's gonna be the end of
or
the
if
world.
you see them sitting without you and it's like, oh my
They don't like
God.
me anymore.
Exactly.
It's feeling left out, kind of.
Yeah, you go in like this big group, and I feel like you realize, I don't need to be around y'all 24/7.
Like, it's okay to make new friends.
Exactly. You don't need to be in such a tight circle of I need to be friends with them. There's other people that you might not even said hi to yet. When you sit next to it, you're like, oh my God,
you're like,
so
wow,
funny.
we're very much alike.
I would have never thought.
I've never talked to you before, but like, you're actually really funny. And I've had a class, it was my like freshman year, it was Spanish. These two people, I feel like in freshman year, like I thought so much I need to be like cool.
Yeah.
So I had certain friends, and it was like there was two people that I feel like I wouldn't want to say you wouldn't see me talking to, but like people
Like you're quick to
that
judge.
I feel my friends, if they saw me hanging out with,
they would judge you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Be like, why are you talking to them? Like, because they're nice.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna be their friend.
It's like there's people you are so quick to judge people when in reality, like everyone has their own story and
their own personality.
Exactly.
It can be kind of toxic, honestly, when you find yourself trying to make new friends and your original group of friends are like, no, that person's weird.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know them.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like that's a part of growing up, branching out, realizing that the person that sits in the back of the class might not be a weirdo. Like, they might just be just like me. Like,
exactly. I feel like you realize that in high school too. I've grown to be more social in classes, especially people I don't know, because you never know who you can click with and start having conversations with. I feel like when you go through high school, your friend group kind of gets smaller than it really was.
Yeah, I always have been told that, like, since I went into high school, and I definitely, agree with that. It's just, like, when you're in high school, you get busy, you get a job. If you're in sports, you have sports.
Yeah,
even high school sports. Like, you almost, your social life goes down. But a lot of people try to force it in, and it just makes it a big mess, and I'm guilty of that. Like, my social life has sometimes taken over too much, where I started struggling in school and struggling in, just normal friendships and losing friends when I shouldn't have been focusing so much on being the cool person or going out with people and partying and hanging out and staying up late when I should have just been responsible. And
I feel like that's so relatable because I feel like in certain classes you have someone that you really enjoy talking to, but it's like, well, I want to talk to them and keep this social thing going, but I should probably be paying attention to what I'm doing instead of being so worried about, I need to talk to this person because I talk to them all the time and they're like cool or something, or if they want to talk to me, I need to talk to them. I instead of focusing when in reality you should be like, okay, well maybe I should I can talk to you later. I feel like it's so much pressure.
It's easy to get off of track of what's important.
Especially when you feel like your social life is way more important. Because I know at times I feel like that. Well, this is more important because I'm in high school and I really need to talk to these people. Because if I don't, then they won't like me. They won't think I'm cool or whatever is with that.
It's like that, especially your freshman year. I feel like for me personally, when I went into my freshman year, I struggled balancing my social life and my academics because I'd see all these people doing all these fun things, and I was like, oh well, school doesn't matter. I'm only a freshman.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I want to experiment. I want to go out and socialize and do fun things, but it was easy for me to get off of track with my academics. I struggled. I'm not going to hide that. It was pretty hard for me.
I definitely relate to that, especially with how we're talking about going into high school. It's very much I need to be cool, and sometimes you don't think about school. It's like, this is high school. It's supposed to be fun. What do you mean I'm going to do work? I don't want to do work. I come to school for my friends. Like, no, I'm not worried about that. And I feel like you kind of get off track, and you have to realize that stuff can wait. And I feel like I'm still kind of guilty of that, and I feel like other people can relate to that. I still feel like that's social pressure.
Me too.
Even though I have that mindset, when I go off to college, no one's going to remember that I didn't go to that one party.
Yeah.
That was like so cool, or I didn't sit at their table because they like had the best time there. But I still feel that pressure.
When you look at it at a distance, everybody, when you go to college, or even if you're not going to college, as soon as you graduate, everybody goes their own way.
Exactly.
Like, really, if you think about it, I mean, yeah, you'll have your group of friends that stay in touch, but like that random person that you would like worry about is gone. They're gone out of the picture. Like, I feel like it's not worth worrying about.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's like people who will be older than you that you would try to fit in with socially, and then you know, like once they graduate and you realize like all this time without them, you're like, man, I really didn't need to put all that stress and
effort.
Wondering about
all that
person that was in the grade above me or 2 grades above me for all I know.
Or like effort to like kind of like please them in a way.
Like try to like get their attention.
Yeah, or if they ask you like, will you go to this? You're like, yeah,
even though it's not really your thing.
Even though if you don't even want to, you're like, well, if they ask me, I have to go because they just asked me.
Because they're older.
Yeah, they're older.
Exactly.
Type of like.
And if you decline their offer, they're kind of gonna be like,
oh, you're not.
Well, you're weird.
Like, yeah,
like,
exactly.
Okay,
you're weird. Especially, I don't know about y'all. When I walk in the hallways, I feel so like
awkward.
Oh yeah.
Like I need to like put make myself seem a certain way as if everyone's looking at me. Or like I have to like present myself in a certain way as if someone's gonna remember that one day that I don't know.
We're walking really weird in the hallway.
Or like wore something
I feel like
weird.
that
Or, like I spilled something on my shirt and everyone's like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, when I'm in the hallways, I always have to walk with someone just because of that, because I'll freak out. I'll start getting anxious, like just walking around.
I always walk alone.
Do you actually?
Yes, I'm always alone in the hallway because like I'm just going to class. Like all my friends,
have my music in, and like I'll be.
Yeah.
See, I do that. I started doing that towards the end. I forget my AirPods sometimes.
Me too.
I have to have my AirPods at school. Like,
Really?
There's no doubt about it.
But when I did, I'd put them in. But then I always get nervous someone's going to talk to me and I don't have my earbuds.
I just keep it up all the way. If someone tries to talk to me, I just keep walking.
Sky's not a social butterfly. If you really see her at school, she keeps her head down.
And my mom's like, because I'm moving, so she's like, you'll make a whole bunch of friends. No, I really
and that's
won't.
like crazy. Like you're moving your senior year.
Yeah.
Is that scary?
Yes, definitely. Like for the most part, because I've tried talking to someone, they're stuck up, and I'm like, okay, that's great, because I'm not that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like
it's like worrying. It's kind of stressful.
it's just like a whole different like mindset of like how I've been growing up with you guys, and then like me moving now. It's just,
Going in a setting with people you don't know.
Exactly. That
Because-
have grown up together.
No, yeah.
Like
I've known you since kindergarten.
Well, yeah,
so.
it's crazy how like you don't really think about it, but these people that are around you, you've been around
They're
since
so
you were little.
I've known all of you since kindergarten.
Yeah, even if you didn't
like we didn't know each other.
exactly. Even
But
if you personally didn't talk to them, you've grown up with them since
Yeah,
they were little.
we went to the
Yearbook,
same
so-
schools. Yeah.
It's kind of like you're all like, in a way, like brothers and sisters because you've known them since they were little. You knew that awkward phase they went through.
Yeah.
And you knew, like, when they did that really one embarrassing thing, you're like,
don't
oh,
talk
I
about
remember,
that.
you're like, I remember that.
Yeah.
And you'll kind of laugh about it. Even if you don't talk to someone for a while, you kind of, when you catch up with them,
It's
you have these-
easy to like click
yeah, you
back
have these
into
old
that.
memories as if you'll never really were apart. Kind of like, I know we all used to hang out a lot at one point.
Yeah.
And even though, like, we're still here talking and having this conversation, and we don't hang out as much because we went into those different directions, but we're still there for each other. I can still talk to y'all and have these conversations, and it's like funny to bring up old things, like old memories of things that
are kind of awkward and weird now,
and like
but
funny. And even though like you have like these like maybe like bad time like arguments like that, it's like it kind of doesn't.
Like eventually it kind of
makes us
just
grow.
fades.
Like, I feel like that also comes with maturing through high school. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like I look back at it and I'm like, man, some of those fights were very
immature and not necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, they're funny actually when you think about
It's
it.
like,
Yeah,
I
but-
really argued over this. Like,
For-
come on.
But that's like the
I
part
can think
of
of things already. It's so funny.
that's like the part of growing up.
No, I feel like maturing too. I don't know about y'all, but I've also realized that like someone will come to me and be like, "Oh, blah blah," let's talk bad about you, and I'm
And
like,
you're just kind of like,
I don't really.
Cool, do they want a cookie? Like, I
I'm
don't
like,
care.
I don't.
Like-
I honestly, I'm like, I don't. Everyone has their own share of saying negative things, and though it's not the best in us, and it comes from the worst of us, everyone.
Everyone eventually
no one is
perfect.
perfect in our school. There's not someone you're like, wow, they do everything right. They're amazing. Like, and I feel like that also comes with maturing. It's like,
But even if they do, like, if everyone thinks they're perfect, like, there's something going on in their life that they're trying to.
And that's why I feel like people should realize that you shouldn't be so quick to judge. Because it's like, you don't. And I feel like I've heard stories of people before, and it's like you don't really realize what's going on at home. So you kind of see them in this different light. Especially with, like, I feel like in high school, I don't really see this a lot, but people could be mean. Like,
No,
they really
very.
can.
judgment.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot, especially like my personal experience. I've experienced I've been in situations where I'm dealing with very rude people. Like it can be very overbearing to like be stuck in a situation where like everybody at your school is coming at you. Like you feel kind of like singled out, and like everybody is coming for you.
It's very draining. And
it's
I feel
hard.
like people can feel alone. Like, did you ever like feel alone going through that? Like no one else feels like this?
Yeah.
When in reality, I feel like people don't know that other people feel like that.
Yeah.
When you see someone on Snapchat having the best time of their lives, you're like, I'm here alone, and no one understands. When in reality, it's everyone puts the positive out. No one
Puts
sees
the negative.
exactly. And you go into bringing up that also like I kind of bring up the pressure thing again. I feel like in classes, I feel like I need to be so like it's kind of draining because you have to put on this like. Even if you're like going through something, you have to put on this face that you're really happy and
You're doing great.
yeah, because you don't want to try to bring that negative light of what's happening out on other people because some people. I know I'm a people pleaser, so I really.
Me too.
If someone's upset, I'm gonna go up to them and make sure they're okay, even if I'm upset. So I feel like that also comes with going into class. I feel super pressured to make sure everyone's
Okay. Yeah.
and also trying to make sure kind of like I'm keeping that friend. I need to make sure I talk to them, make them like I have that good conversation or else I feel like they don't want to talk to me.
No, I totally agree. And honestly, like the beginning of my junior year, I was struggling so much mentally, and like there would be days I was coming to school and I was just putting a smile on just because like I had nothing else to do. And like a lot of my friends know me as like a sweet, bubbly person I am. And I try to be that person, but it's like I was struggling so much. It was so hard to go through every single day with the fake
Especially
smile.
this year.
Exactly, especially through high school.
Make me like tear up.
So long.
It was like a really rough time.
No, especially this year was probably the hardest time I've ever had. Really, my high school year.
And I
I
feel
struggled a lot this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like people don't realize that there's someone that relates to you. You feel alone, but it's like there's other people too that are going through it.
Yeah, no, like during quarantine, like us three were together for a good amount of time, and I think it was because like I don't know, we just all found each other, and we were all in the same kind of mental state. I feel like we were all like
It's someone to talk
struggling,
to.
like fighting our demons. Like we were really deep in like sadness and stuff like that, and we just tried to make the best out of it. Like I'm telling you, like we all like tried to push each other up. Like when one person was like upset or feeling down or like was having these bad thoughts, like the other two would like try to push them back up and like, motivate them.
Fun,
let's do this. Like let's get it off our mind, because it's like really a struggle. And I don't think a lot of people understand that so many people that you see that look perfectly fine go through things like that.
And struggle. I feel like in our age group, nobody really looks at mental health in our age group. It's kind of overlooked, but I feel like as we get older and as like our generation like gets older, we're starting to realize like younger people can struggle deeply with mental health. Like, and I feel like older people or even just like anybody around you can really like look over that, and like those people go unnoticed, and it's hard.
I feel like also,
Agree,
I feel like some parents too could really put it aside.
Even like ourselves, like I totally overlooked like mental illness and all that sort of stuff. Like I grew up thinking I was like I could never understand like what it was like because I've never experienced something like it, and like it's crazy. Like once you get into that state, it's so different. Like life is completely different, and it's just I would have never thought of all people I would have got like depressed over the summer, and it's crazy because so many other people do, and I just don't even realize it because I'm sure there's a big amount of people that probably never knew that I was struggling. And I'm just like, wow, I can only imagine how many people have gone through what I had to go through.
Yeah, and then luckily you had friends on your side to help you there when you were, and it's some people and like don't feel like they have that.
Yeah.
And then some people have parents that don't. If you're like, I'm really stressed out because of school, and then you have all these social pressures on you, and you're trying to, and parents are like,
they're kind of that
fine.
weight. They're the weight holding them down. Like they're like, no, you need to focus on school. You need to do
like,
this.
You're
and you're like
productive, and I'm like, no,
I
like
totally
I'm
went
drained.
through that too. Like whenever I think I was like first going through it, it was like when quarantine happened. So like I had no access to my friends. Like I was stuck in my room like day after day after day, like trying to find something to do. And eventually there's like nothing you can do when you're sitting in your house all day and you're just thinking and thinking and like going deeper and deeper into like a dark hole. And like I like would try to tell my parents about it like without like being like that child, because I felt so guilty. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to be that child. And it just took so long, but like eventually I just prayed so much about it. Like I spoke so much to the Lord about it, and he definitely came through.
Yeah, that's like one amazing thing. I feel like people don't realize the power of the Lord and how you really have to, sometimes you need to pray for it because he'll answer your prayers. And it's like you're, especially in such a dark place, you feel like when no one's there, he's there because you could talk to him about it. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people go through that and they don't know who to talk to, or they're like, I'm going crazy. It's nothing. And it's these things that high school people go through that no one knows. It's like you're in high school, you're having fun. Like it's nothing.
Like you don't need to be sad.
You don't need to be stressed out. What are you stressed out for? Like you're going to school, you're learning. There's nothing else to be.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it.
And I feel like I was like probably like the best example for me was like whenever I was going through that was like whenever I was told that when all things don't work out and you're at your lowest and you have nothing else, like if you turn to God, he will be there for you.
Yeah.
And it worked. Like I don't think I have ever been like so surprised in my life. Like I was like praying every night, like crying to God. And like slowly by day, like things were getting better. I was getting the things that I needed to like get better, and it worked.
Really?
I feel like that can be hard though. Trying to find your place with God. Like I feel like it can be hard. Like trying to connect with him and trying to strengthen your bond with Jesus. Like it can be hard. Like you might not know where to go.
Yeah, I feel like it's so young as we are, especially going through finding ourselves through high school. You have these doubts, and when you're praying, you pray one night and you don't
feel kind of like
you feel like you feel like I'm not trying anymore.
So it's easy to give up and just kind of stray away from God and not realize that you do have somebody to talk to, but you just don't know how to connect.
Or if you don't hear or see
or feel like
response, you don't feel it in you're like,
it's easy to give up.
I'm alone. When in reality, if you talk, it's someone to talk to about if you can't talk to your parents at the beginning of it, you feel like they're not listening to you. And you always have someone listening. You just don't realize it. And going through finding yourself, I feel like people doubt it.
I feel like that's why stuff like this is important. Like youth church groups are really important. My freshman year, I went to a youth church group at Regal, and I would go every day after school on Mondays, and it completely changed my life. Like finding that group of people who were in my age group and talking about like teenage struggles was like really good for me to like engage in.
Having those like people to relate to you. And I feel like that's something good for teenagers because they don't know who to go to. And it's good to have things like this to listen to people who also go through it and they feel alone and they go through the same thing that you're going through. And they're like, wow, I'm really stressed out going to high school. And it's like, coming from seniors, you don't need to be stressed out.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry. And I feel like at such a young age, it's so important. And you're like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. But, like, I feel like it's so important, especially youth groups that you go to, and you have these other people your age, and you feel comfortable.
Like, it's good to realize that everybody else has their own struggle. You're not alone with your struggle.
Exactly. You're not alone. Well, I really enjoyed talking to y'all today and hearing about how y'all relate to me, and I can relate to y'all about this high school.
Like all high schoolers.
Just
should be able to
life
relate.
as a
Some
teenager.
I feel like anyone could sit here and you could just go on and on about this stuff because it's so relatable and people don't know how relatable
It's nice to finally be like, oh my God, you feel the same way.
I know.
Like, really,
like,
wow.
Really?
Yeah, you get a lot of closure.
Exactly.
It feels like liberating.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, it was really nice talking to y'all. And I'm so glad y'all came on here to talk to me. And it was really fun.
Of course.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you so
us.
much.